You know, in the NFL, dynasties are supposed to be rare, but then you've got the Kansas City Chiefs. And honestly, they're kind of making it look easy. So let's get into the incredible story of how they became the league's modern-day powerhouse.
I mean, just think about it. 3 Super Bowl wins in just 5 seasons. That's undisputed king of the hill stuff in the NFL. But this golden era? Oh, it didn't just happen overnight. No way. This was a story forged through some breathtaking highs and, man, some absolutely crushing lows.
So that really brings us to the big question, right? How in the world did a team that waited 50 years between titles suddenly build a modern-day dynasty? Well, to find the answer, we've got to go all the way back to the very beginning.
Okay, first up, a league of their own. See, the story of the Chiefs, it doesn't even start in the NFL. Nope, it starts with one man's really audacious plan to challenge the whole thing. So let me introduce you to a guy named Lamar Hunt. Back in the late 50s, he was dead set on bringing pro football to Dallas. But when he tried to buy the Chicago Cardinals, the NFL basically shut the door in his face. Now, he could have just walked away, but he didn't. Instead, he thought, all right, if the NFL won't let me in, I'll just build my own league and take him on. And that's exactly what he did. Hunt went and founded the American Football League, the AFL, as a direct competitor to the big, established NFL. And, of course, as a charter member, he created his own team, the Dallas Texans, who began playing in 1960.
And what's crazy is they found success almost immediately. I mean, just 2 years in, the Texans win the 1962 AFL Championship. But Hunt was a smart guy. He realized Dallas probably couldn't support 2 pro football teams. So, when the mayor of Kansas City made him an offer, he took it, moved the whole franchise to Missouri, and renamed them, you guessed it, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, and you've got to love the story behind their logo. It's so good. Apparently, Lamar Hunt himself, inspired by the 49ers helmet, sketched out the whole interlocking KC design on a napkin while he was on a flight. Just think about that. From a simple doodle to one of the most iconic symbols in all of sports. Wow.
So now, as the Kansas City Chiefs, they became an absolute powerhouse. They had 3 AFL championships under their belt, and suddenly they find themselves on the biggest stage imaginable, the very first Super Bowl. And who are they facing? The legendary Green Bay Packers. Now, they did lose that game, but they sent a really clear message to everyone. The AFL was for real, and it was here to stay.
And it only took a few years for them to reach the absolute summit. Led by their quarterback, Len Dawson, they went out and they stunned the heavily favored Minnesota Vikings to win Super Bowl IV. The Chiefs were champions, on top of the football world. And for the next 50 years, they wouldn't touch that trophy again.
All right, next section, from glory to futility. Because what came after that amazing Super Bowl win, well, it wasn't a dynasty. It was one of the longest, most painful championship droughts in sports history. Just a long, long period defined by nothing but frustration.
50. Just let that number sink in. 50 years. That's how long the Chiefs and their fans had to wait between Super Bowl titles. An entire half-century of pure heartbreak.
And you can pretty much trace the start of this whole long decline to one specific game. It was a soul-crushing playoff loss to the Miami Dolphins on Christmas Day, 1971. At the time, it was the longest game in NFL history, and it really truly marked the end of the Chiefs' first golden era.
The decades that followed, man, they were just brutal. This timeline really tells the whole story. After that awful loss in '71, they went more than 20 years without a single playoff win. And even when they had a little resurgence in the '90s, the drought came right back, stretching out for another 22 years. It was just relentless.
And it all culminated in this one number, 8. From 1993 all the way to 2013, the Chiefs lost 8 playoff games in a row. That's an NFL record. For the fans, it really, truly felt like the franchise was cursed.
But you know what they say, curses are meant to be broken. And the Chiefs' curse? Oh, it was about to be absolutely shattered by the arrival of 2 guys who would completely revolutionize not just the franchise, but the entire league.
The whole turnaround really started in 2013 when they hired head coach Andy Reid, and the difference was, well, it was immediate, and it was absolutely staggering. All those decades of pain were just gone, replaced by pure dominance. Reid, who is this incredible offensive innovator, he just completely transformed the team's culture and brought a real winning mindset to Kansas City. But he was still missing one final crucial piece to the puzzle. And that final piece? His name was Patrick Mahomes. After making a really smart trade to move up and draft him in 2017, the Chiefs let him sit and develop for a year before just handing him the keys to the kingdom in 2018. And let me tell you, the rest of the NFL had absolutely no idea what was about to hit it.
Right out of the gate, in his very first season as a starter, Mahomes played like nobody had ever seen before. He threw for over 5,000 yards and a mind-blowing 50 touchdowns. That's a feat only one other player in history had ever done. He was, of course, named the NFL MVP, a first for the franchise. The Mahomes era had officially arrived.
So, with Andy Reid's genius on the sidelines and Patrick Mahomes' magic on the field, all those years of futility were just washed away. They were replaced by a brand new identity, a kingdom of champions.
And just like that, the championships started rolling in. That 50-year drought, it finally ended in 2019 against the 49ers. And that was followed by 2 more titles in the next 4 years. I mean, that's how you cement your status as a true NFL dynasty.
Of course, every great dynasty needs a fortress, and for the Chiefs, that fortress is Arrowhead Stadium. It's home to what is, I think you could argue, the most ferocious and loyal fan base in the entire league.
Get this, 142.2. That's the decibel level they hit at Arrowhead back in 2014. It's a Guinness World Record for the loudest outdoor stadium on the entire planet. To give you some perspective, a jet engine taking off is about 140 decibels, so it's louder than that. That right there is the sound of a city unleashing 50 years of pent-up passion all at once.
So when you step back and look at the whole picture, I mean, from the birth of the AFL through a whole half-century of waiting, all the way to the Reid-Mahomes revolution, you see a franchise that has truly come full circle. 4 Super Bowls in their entire history, and 3 of them have come in just the last 5 years. It really leaves you with only one question. Is this the NFL's next great dynasty?